Welcome to Montgomery County Master Gardeners Association. We're here to share expert advice, practical tips, and local insights to help your garden grow and thrive.
Nematodes are little tiny worm-looking things. You can't see them, but you can certainly see the damage that they bring on. Good morning. We are solarizing one of our nematode beds this morning. This bed had melons in it, and when we pulled the melons out, we had a very bad case of root knot nematodes. So the reason we had root knot nematodes is that while we were doing a great job of cycling our crops, our crop rotation, we were pretty much rotating within the same family. It's called cucurbits. It's the vining vegetables, cucumbers, melons, squash, all of the things that you normally think of as vining are all in the same family. So, and the nematodes love them. So that is how we ended up with nematodes and kept getting nematodes. So now we are going to solarize our two nematode beds for 3 months. And after that, we will plant cereal rye on them. They'll overwinter in cereal rye. So they'll sit with this plastic on for 3 months. And then around the end of October, we'll plant the rye, and it'll winter with rye. And we'll cut the rye off in the springtime and work it in. But both of these beds won't have anything in them for probably a year, except things that nematodes hate. French marigolds, any variety of French marigolds they don't like. And the reason we put the rye in is rye also is something that nematodes don't particularly like. So we're going to be dealing with trying to keep the nematodes, sterilizing the bed to get rid of them, and then doing everything we can to keep them from coming back. So nematodes are little tiny worm-looking things. You can't see them, but you can certainly see the damage that they bring on. So what we have done with this bed is we've been doing research, and the best kind of plastic to use is about a 4 mil thick transparent plastic, not like handy wrap transparent, but like this kind of transparent instead of black plastic. And the other thing that we have learned is to tuck it down about 6 inches all the way around, try to make it as tight as we possibly can. And what we're essentially doing is we're just sterilizing the bed. We're making this bed get as hot as possible for as long as possible. So right now is the perfect time to sterilize these beds. So we're just about to do this one, but come on down here. This one's complete. And as you can see, we tucked it in as tight as we could. We've also put some weights on the sides to keep this plastic as tight as we possibly can. We can't do anything about the irrigation. It's got to stay there. So the whole point is wrap this like a cocoon, a really hot plastic cocoon for the next 3 months. We're going to have to mine these beds for probably a year and a half. From now until probably the spring of 2027, we're only going to put pollinators in these beds. We're going to let them set full of stuff that nematodes hate. So this trellisary was built in about 2021 during COVID. We came in and completely rebuilt everything. So when we built the beds, as you can see, they're a couple of feet deep. We did 3 inches of soil, 3 inches of compost, 3 inches of soil, 3 inches of compost, and built them up. But we haven't done a soil sample since then. And once we've sterilized these beds and we're ready to start using them again, we're going to take samples of several of the beds and send them off to A&M, tell them that we are using them for vegetables. They can tell us how to enrich it. But especially these beds that have been sterilized, because there is going to be, everything that's in there will be dead when we're done. So we'll start over and we'll know exactly how to go forward and ensure that we have the right kind of soil for whatever it is we're trying to grow. So that's another step that we'll be taking probably next spring on these two, and maybe all of them. I don't know yet. The other thing we're probably going to have to do is instill a little better discipline on ourselves as we move from bed to bed. We're going to have alcohol wipes out here and try to clean all of our equipment as best we can so that we don't inadvertently move things to beds that are clean and are in good shape. So there's a lot of things that we have to do in the future that we'll be smarter about, but mainly we're going to be rotating in a different way. So like We put these were a complete experiment. We never have done sweet potatoes on the trellis, but they worked really well. So this will be our line in the sand for how we rotate. We're going to move the sweet potatoes forward for next year, and then we'll know how we're going to rotate the crops from family to family. And we'll keep things moving in a way that makes better sense than what we've done in the past. So anyway, that's sort of where we are and what our plans are coming up to try to keep this from happening again.